Hey travel fam, welcome back to our travel channel. And if you're new here, we're so glad you stopped by. Today we're taking you with us on a very special adventure, our first ever cruise with MSC Cruises. From embarkation day surprises to mouth-watering food, show-stopping entertainment, awesome destination stops, and what we really thought about the ship. We're spilling all the tea on what it's like cruising with MSC for the first time in 2025 and what to expect in 2026. It was truly an experience that we'll never forget. We'll also be sharing a few pro tips along the way to help you if you're planning to go on a cruise soon. So grab a snack, hit that subscribe button, and come cruise with us. Let's set sail on this unforgettable journey with MSC Cruises. Now let's get into it. So let's start from the beginning. We hopped on our 2-hour flight from Nashville to Miami on American Airlines. It was a smooth, early morning flight and excitement was definitely in the air. Now, here's our first pro tip. Even though we flew in on the same day our ship was scheduled to leave, we don't recommend doing that. Anything can happen with flights, delays, cancellations, or lost luggage, and you don't want to be stressed. So if you can fly in at least one day before your cruise so you can relax, explore a bit, and avoid any last minute stress, that's the best way to go. Once we landed in Miami, we decided to grab a bite before heading to the port. We stopped by the Hard Rock Cafe in Bayside Market, which is just a few minutes from the cruise terminals. The atmosphere was great, the food was delicious, and the view of the marina really set the mood for vacation mode. Pro tip: Bayside Marketplace is an awesome place to grab a meal, do a little shopping, or just enjoy the waterfront before boarding your ship. After grabbing lunch at Bayside Marketplace, we ordered an Uber to take us to the MSC terminal. The ride was super quick and cost us less than $10. That's one of the best things about cruising out of Miami. The ports are really close and you don't have to spend much to get there. As we pull into the port garage, there she is, our home for the weekend. This is always one of my favorite moments when you finally see your ship up close and it all starts to feel real. We just dropped off our luggage with the porters before heading inside to check in. Pro tip: keep a few singles or fives handy so you can tip your porters. The porters handle your bags from the car all the way onto the ship, and a small tip goes a long way. The check-in process was organized and surprisingly fast. We had already completed our online check-in and uploaded our documents ahead of time, so everything went smoothly. Pro tip: do your online check-in as early as possible. It saves you time at the terminal and helps you get on the ship faster. Also, if you're traveling with a passport, make sure you have it ready because the passport line moves much faster than the line for people checking in with a birth certificate or state ID. We noticed right away that the passport line kept flowing while the other line moved much slower, so keep that in mind when choosing what documents you bring. As soon as we got through the checkpoint of the MSC terminal, the first thing we noticed was how beautiful the building was. It looked modern, clean, and spacious. Inside, everything was bright, organized, and felt brand new. The check-in stations were clearly marked, the staff was friendly, and the whole process felt polished from start to finish. It really set the tone for what we hoped the rest of the cruise would be like. Once we stepped on board, it was amazing. The ship was absolutely stunning. You could instantly tell that MSC puts a lot of emphasis on design and international flair. We immediately noticed that everything was decorated for Halloween. There were pumpkins, spooky decor, and festive touches all around the atrium and public spaces. It added a fun and unexpected vibe to the moment we first walked on board, and it really made us feel like we were stepping into vacation mode. Pro tip: as soon as you board, take some time to explore the ship before it gets crowded. Familiarize yourself where everything is: your dining room, the pool deck, the theater, and guest services. It makes your first day so much easier. As we explored the ship, we went ahead and went to our muster station to get checked off. Then once we get to our room, we're able to just watch the video on the app or the TV. After we finished checking out the ship's decorations and some of the common areas, we decided to head to our room. One thing we really liked about MSC is that when you board, you already have access to your cabin. The keys are waiting for you right on the door, so you can get inside right away without having to wait for announcements. Once we entered our room, we pulled our card out and we used our MSC card in order to operate the lights. The lights will only operate with your MSC card. No other card can be used. Let's talk about the bathroom. The bathroom was definitely on the smaller side. The shower area was really tight to the point where even a slim person barely has room to move around. It's functional, but it's not spacious by any means. There were drawers, shelves, and one big closet, more than enough to stay organized. There's also a blow dryer stored in the top drawer of the dresser space. And beside that drawer space, there's also a refrigerator that is already stocked with items for purchase. So if you don't want to be charged for anything, don't touch anything in the refrigerator. Some of these items are a little expensive. The TV is set up where it gives you access to the HDMI ports if you want to bring your Fire Stick to watch movies or live TV. They only have a few channels available. As for the outlets, there were about 3 in total. 2 were located on the desk area and 1 in the bathroom. There were also a couple of USB charging ports. Here's a strong suggestion. Bring a rectangular non-surge protector multi-plug outlet extender, not a surge protector because cruise ships don't allow those. We have a link in the description for the one we used. We were greeted with a bottle of champagne, which was actually really good. The chocolate that came with it, not so much. The carpet looked a little worn. Not dirty from lack of cleaning, but more from age and how many guests that the room had probably seen over the years. Let's get back to the balcony. The view was beautiful, and the balcony had 2 chairs plus a little footstool that doubled as a table. It was a great spot to relax, take pictures, and enjoy the ocean. Another thing you have to do once you get settled is the muster drill. MSC requires you to watch a video on their app and then you confirm your safety check-in. You can also watch it on the TV. It's quick and easy. After checking out the room and getting settled in, we decided it was time to grab something to eat before the sail-away party. We headed up to the Marketplace Buffet Restaurant, which is one of the main dining areas on the MSC Seascape. When we walked in, the first thing we noticed was that it wasn't overcrowded at all. There was plenty of space to move around, the lines were short, and it didn't feel chaotic like some cruise buffets can be. They also had hand washing stations. Now, I don't know if the buffet was less crowded because we came a little later in the day, or if it's just going to be this way for the cruise length, so we'll see. The buffet had a lot of options to choose from: salads, pizza, pasta, meats, vegetables, sandwiches, desserts, and more. The food was pretty good. Not great, not unforgettable, but definitely good enough to enjoy without any complaints. We also noticed they had a kids' corner section in the buffet. This area had kid-friendly foods like chicken nuggets, mac and cheese, hot dogs, and simple snacks. It's a nice touch for families traveling with younger kids who might be picky eaters. One thing MSC does differently is the drink setup. They offer a few free drink options in the buffet area: water, tea, coffee, milk, and a couple of juice type drinks like lemonade depending on the time of the day. Everything else is extra. And speaking of extra, they had a staff member selling canned sodas. They were about $4 for a 12-ounce can, which felt a little pricey, but it's cruise pricing, so that's expected. You may want to take a look at their drink packages prior to your cruise. Pro tip: I suggest that you bring straws to drink from the cups because sometimes the dishes just weren't very clean. I don't know if it was where they were trying to do a quick turnaround with dishes, but definitely bring some straws on board. We kept it simple and settled for a burger and fries. The burger was actually pretty good, juicy, flavorful, and cooked well. The fries were hot and crispy, so no complaints there. After we ate, we were ready to head outside and get into full vacation mode for the sail-away party. MSC knows how to start a vacation the right way. The moment we stepped onto the deck, the energy hit us. The music was loud, upbeat, and fun. The entertainment team was already out there hyping everyone up, dancing, and getting the crowd involved. It felt amazing to be surrounded by people who were just as excited as we were to begin the cruise. There were families dancing, couples taking selfies with the Miami skyline behind them, and groups of friends cheering as the ship prepared to leave port. The vibe was so lively that it was impossible not to smile and just soak it all in. What really made it memorable was the atmosphere. The DJ kept the music going non-stop, the hosts were leading dances, and everyone around us was laughing, dancing, or clapping along. We honestly had so much fun. It was the perfect moment where you truly felt like vacation had officially begun. The excitement of leaving Miami combined with the party energy from MSC made it one of the highlights of our first day on board. Then the cruise dance team turned the energy all the way up. They pulled 4 people from the crowd to battle it out in a fun dance-off as the sail-away party kept rolling. Let's take a listen to see who won.
All right, audience, you have the hard part, okay? Here we go, all the way from Philly, contestant number 1. Y'all give it up for her. Okay. Here we go with contestant number 2, my cousin all the way from Georgia. She said you can do. Here we go, all the way from Toronto, contestant number 3. And from right here in Florida, contestant number 4. Wait a minute. Listen, I think you all deserve a prize, okay? Nobody is walking away empty-handed.
The sail-away party was truly amazing. It was live, it was energetic, and it set the tone for the rest of the cruise. This sail-away party reminded me of being on Carnival Cruise with their sail-away party. It looks like they might be trying to give Carnival a run for their money. After the sail-away party, we headed back to our room's balcony to watch the ship leave the harbor and head out to sea. As you can see, there's another ship in the harbor, the Royal Caribbean Independence of the Seas. After watching the ship leave the harbor and head out to sea, we decided to return to the marketplace buffet for some snacks and dessert. I got some ice cream and it was very good, but I really just wanted to go to the machine and get the ice cream myself, like on Carnival. But on MSC, someone is there to make the cone for you. Once we finished our dessert, we decided to go tour the ship some more. So come along with us as we explore to see what else the ship has to offer. One thing you may need to get used to on the MSC Seascape was the elevator system. It's not like traditional elevators where you just walk up and press the up or down button. On this ship, everything is done through a digital screen located outside of the elevators. You walk up to the screen, select the floor you want to go to, and the system assigns you an elevator, usually labeled with a letter like A, B, C, or D. Once you're assigned an elevator, you just wait for that specific one to arrive, and when the doors open, you get in. There are no buttons inside the elevator to choose a floor, so if you jump into the wrong one or forget to press your floor beforehand, you're going wherever that elevator was already programmed to go. At first it feels a little strange, but after a few rides it becomes pretty convenient. It actually helps control the crowd flow and makes the elevators move faster overall. Just remember to always select your destination before stepping inside, because once the doors close, there's no changing it. It's a different system, but once you get the hang of it, it works really well for a ship as big as the MSC Seascape. On day 2, we woke up early and stepped out onto the balcony to the most beautiful view of Nassau Bahamas. The water was this perfect shade of turquoise and the port was full of life. Right next to us was one of Carnival's largest ships, the Carnival Celebration. That thing is massive, and seeing it up close really gave us a sense of how huge these cruise ships are. We got dressed and headed upstairs to grab some breakfast before getting off the ship. And the buffet wasn't too crowded that early, so we were able to eat, relax, and enjoy the morning views. After breakfast, we made our way down to the pier to start our day on the island. Walking off the ship was smooth, and as we headed toward the port area, we passed by several other cruise ships that had arrived that morning. We saw ships from Carnival, Disney, and Celebrity all lined up along the pier. It was like a floating city of cruise ships, each one unique in its own way. It really added to the excitement of being in Nassau and made the whole experience feel larger than life. As we walked into the shopping area of the Nassau port, we immediately noticed a booth labeled taxi. They were offering 2-hour tour excursions for $40 per person, which honestly wasn't a bad deal for a guided tour around the island. We decided to check it out, and the process is really simple. They gathered a small group of people, matched us with a driver, and got us loaded into the van within a few minutes. One thing that stood out though was that the tour driver didn't collect the money at the beginning. She waited until we were already mid-tour before asking everyone for payment. So just a heads up, you definitely want to carry cash with you because they don't take cards or digital payments. When they ask for the money, make sure you have the exact amount ready. It made everything much easier and kept the tour moving smoothly. Our tour driver, Barbara, was excellent, and she informed us about a lot of the local information as we drove through town. Our first stop on the tour was Bahama Barrels Winery. When we pulled up, the building had a really unique look to it, and you could immediately tell it had some history behind it. Inside, the winery had a warm and inviting atmosphere, and the staff greeted us with big smiles as soon as we walked through the door. They explained that Bahama Barrels is known for blending different wines together to create custom flavors inspired by the islands. They offered wine tastings and you could sample a few different blends to see which one you like best. The flavors were interesting, definitely different from traditional wines, and each one had its own story. It was a quick stop, but it was fun, educational, and a nice way to start the tour. Our next stop on the tour was the Great Cliff Chocolate Factory. As soon as we walked in, the smell of chocolate hit us right away. It was sweet, rich, and honestly made us feel like kids again. They had displays of homemade chocolates, truffles, fudge, and different flavor combinations that you don't usually see back home. We watched some of the workers crafting chocolates behind the glass, and it was cool to see how much detail goes into each piece. They let us sample a couple of flavors, and the chocolates were smooth and high quality. They also had a small gift shop area where you could buy boxes of chocolates to take home. It was a quick stop, but a tasty one, and definitely a spot chocolate lovers would enjoy. Before you leave the chocolate factory, be sure to get you a sample of the chocolatini. It's a sweet, decadent, and creamy dessert-like drink. It was one of the best things that I've ever tasted. It was so good. Next on the tour was the Queen's Staircase. When we arrived, the area felt calm and historical, almost like stepping into a different time period. The staircase itself is carved out of solid limestone and has 66 steps. Our driver told us it was built in the late 1700s by enslaved people and later named in honor of Queen Victoria. Walking through the passageway, the tall stone walls and the greenery surrounding the staircase made it feel like a hidden landmark tucked away from the busy parts of Nassau. It was peaceful, cool, and definitely one of those spots where you appreciate the history and the workmanship. We took a few pictures, walked up and down the steps, and just took in the atmosphere before heading to the next location. Our next stop on the tour was the Rum Cake Factory. As soon as we stepped inside, we were welcomed with samples of their signature rum cakes, and they were really good. The cakes were soft, moist, and had just the right amount of rum flavor without being overpowering. They had a variety of flavors like pineapple, chocolate, and their original flavor, and each one had its own unique taste. The staff was very friendly and encouraged everyone to try different samples before deciding what to buy. The shop itself was small but packed with options. It was a fun stop, especially if you enjoy sweet treats or want to bring a little piece of the Bahamas back home. Our final stop on the tour was the Atlantis Hotel. As soon as we arrived, you could feel how massive and luxurious the property was. We walked through the casino first, and it was bright, lively, and filled with people. The slot machines and table games were buzzing, and it definitely gave us that classic resort vibe. We also made sure to stop at the big chair in the lobby and take some pictures. It's one of those fun little photo spots that everyone takes advantage of, so we had to take a quick picture too. After that, we went out to one of the balconies where you get a beautiful view of the grounds and the water. It was a great spot for photos and just taking in the scenery. There were a few areas where visitors are not allowed to enter. Parts of the resort are restricted unless you purchase a day pass, and that includes their famous aquarium. We would have loved to check it out, but without a day pass, access is very limited. Even so, it was still a nice stop, And just seeing the outside areas and the casino gave us a taste of what Atlantis is all about. And here's a listing of the Atlantis Day Pass prices. After we finished up at Atlantis, which was the final stop on our tour, we headed back to the port area and decided to walk over to Junkanoo Beach. The walk wasn't too long, maybe about 10 to 15 minutes, and it was easy to get there just by following the path along the waterfront. Once you get to Senior Fogs, you're going to make a left and continue to walk the walkway all the way around to Junkanoo Beach. On the way to Junkanoo Beach, we walked past the British Colonial Hotel, and it immediately caught our attention. The property has a classic, historic look to it, and you can tell it's been an iconic part of Nassau for a long time. The exterior is elegant and well kept, and the location is perfect since it sits right along the waterfront with a beautiful private beach area behind it. We went inside to take a look. Seeing the outside and lobby of the hotel made us curious about staying there on a future trip. It looks like the kind of place that gives you that old Bahamas charm mixed with modern comfort. The grounds were clean, the landscaping was neat, and the atmosphere felt calm and upscale compared to some of the busier areas nearby. It definitely seems like a solid option if you ever want to spend a night or two in Nassau instead of heading straight back to the ship. You can also book an excursion with this hotel where you can book a day pass to relax at their pool and beach area. And we later found out that we could have cut through the hotel to get to Junkanoo Beach even faster. Junkanoo Beach is one of the closest public beaches to the cruise port, so it's really popular with cruise passengers. Now, when we arrived, we saw clear turquoise water, soft sand, and the space was a little tight, but you're still able to relax. The beach is free to access, and they do have chairs and umbrellas you can rent if you want a more comfortable setup. We paid about $40 for 2 chairs and an umbrella. There are also several beachside bars and small restaurants where you can grab drinks or food, and the music gives the whole area a lively and fun vibe. Another cool thing about Junkanoo Beach is that you can see the cruise ships from the shoreline. It makes for some great photos and really adds to the atmosphere. The water was warm and calm, perfect for swimming or just wading in to cool off. It's a great spot if you want to enjoy some beach time without paying for an excursion or needing transportation. Although it was a free option, I personally would not choose to go to this beach if I did a 3-day cruise again. I would just wait to go to the cruise line's private island. After spending some time at Junkanoo Beach, we decided it was time to start heading back toward the ship so we could get ready for dinner. On the walk back, we passed by the Margaritaville Hotel and decided to take a quick look around. The place was really nice, clean, modern, and had that relaxed island vibe you'd expect from Margaritaville. The lobby area felt inviting, and the pool area looked like a great spot to hang out if you were staying there. We didn't stay long, but it was a cool little detour before making our way back to the port. From there, we headed onto the ship, ready to shower, change clothes, and enjoy the rest of our evening on board. As we got closer to the port, we spent some time walking through the many shops in the Nassau port area. There were tons of places to browse, everything from souvenir stores to jewelry shops to local craft booths. You could find t-shirts, hats, magnets, handmade items, and all kinds of Bahamian themed gifts. A lot of the shops had friendly workers standing outside inviting people in, but it didn't feel overly pushy. The area was clean, colorful, and easy to walk through. Prices varied depending on what you were looking for, but there were plenty of affordable options along with some higher-end pieces if you wanted something nicer. It's definitely one of those places where you can pick up last-minute souvenirs, grab a cold drink, or just enjoy the atmosphere before heading back to the ship. After catching that wonderful show, we decided to walk around the ship a bit before dinner. We saw everyone all dressed up for Halloween and the all-white party that was scheduled to happen later on that night. People were dancing to Michael Jackson's Thriller and taking pictures in the beautiful atrium, and the kid and adult costumes were awesome. This is gearing up to be an amazing night to remember. That evening, we had dinner at the Aegean restaurant for anytime dining, and it turned out to be a really nice experience. The atmosphere was relaxed, and we didn't have to wait long before being seated. To start things off, I ordered a crab cake, which was seasoned well and had a good texture. My husband John went with the shrimp cocktail and a Caesar salad, and he said both were fresh and tasty. For the main course, John ordered the chicken with pasta. The portion was generous, and he said the chicken was tender and the pasta had a good flavor. He said the only downside was they did not put enough chicken in the pasta. I decided to go with the ribeye steak served with mashed potatoes and vegetables. The steak was cooked the way I requested, and the mashed potatoes were smooth and creamy. When it came to dessert, John chose the chocolate cake with vanilla ice cream. He said the combination was really good and hit the spot. I kept it simple and just ordered a bowl of vanilla ice cream, which was a perfect way to end the meal. Overall, the dinner was enjoyable and the service was pleasant, making it a great experience. After dinner, we spent some time exploring Deck 6, which had a few of the shops and bars. It was fun just walking through and checking out all the different places. There were jewelry shops, clothing stores, souvenir spots, and a few specialty boutiques. The bars along the promenade had a nice vibe too, with live music playing in some areas and people relaxing with drinks. We also stopped by the Vinci 1878 chocolate and gelato shop. The moment we walked over to this shop, the smell of chocolate was incredible. The shop was beautifully decorated for Halloween with themed displays and fun little touches that made it feel festive. They had a huge variety of chocolates, truffles, and gelato flavors, all looking rich and high quality. They also served drinks. Even just window shopping in there felt like an experience. It added a sweet ending to our night on board before we headed back to our cabin to get ready for the all-white party. After attending the all-white party, we went back down to deck 7 to take a few videos and pics in the colorful tunnel of lights. It was red earlier, now it's blue, my husband's favorite color. On day 3, when we stepped off the ship at Ocean Cay, the first thing that hit us was just how beautiful the island looked in the morning sun. The sky was clear and the whole place felt like a peaceful little paradise. As we walked further onto the island, we noticed all the pastel-colored shop huts and even the staff apartment buildings painted in soft yellows, blues, pinks, and greens. It made the whole island feel warm, inviting, and picture-perfect. One thing we learned is that the Bahamas uses mostly bright pastel colors for a reason. The tradition goes back centuries. The bright tones help reflect sunlight, which keeps buildings cooler in the tropical heat. But beyond the practical reasons, the pastel colors are also a big part of the Bahamian culture. They're inspired by the natural beauty of the islands, the ocean blues, the coral pinks, the sandy yellows, and the lush greens. The colors represent happiness, warmth, and the laid-back island spirit. So when you walk through Ocean Cay and see all those beautiful pastel-colored buildings on the island, it's not just for decoration. It's a reflection of Bahamian identity and the natural beauty that surrounds them every day. We got off the ship just in time to have lunch on the island. We stopped at the Seekers Buffet on Ocean Cay, and it was really convenient. Normally, you would try to get off the ship early in the morning to make sure that you had a place to sit on the beach. But this island was so big and had many beaches and a man-made lagoon, there were plenty of options even if you got off the ship a bit later. The buffet was set up in a large open-air building so you could feel the ocean breeze while you ate. The food wasn't fancy, but it was good for a beach day. They had burgers, hot dogs, chicken, salads, fruit, and a few dessert options. Everything was fresh and easy to grab, which is exactly what you want when you're spending the day outside. We found a shaded table nearby and just enjoyed the moment. The atmosphere was laid back, everyone was in beach wear, and you could hear the water in the background while you ate. It wasn't a long, slow lunch, just something quick, tasty, and convenient so we could start enjoying the island. It definitely hit the spot and kept us going for the rest of the afternoon. So after touring the entire island, we decided to make our way to North Beach, which is on the other side of the lagoon. To get there, we had to walk north through the South Beach area. Pro tip, since South Beach is closest to the food courts, this area is going to be very crowded, especially if you get off the boat a bit late. But just across the bridge is the other side of the lagoon called North Beach. It will not be crowded at all. Here's the bridge that connects to the other side of the island where North Beach is located. Also across the bridge was Ocean House Beach, which was an exclusive beach for members of MSC's yacht club. As soon as we went to go check it out, we were met by staff to ask for our yacht club membership card. As you can see, it was very empty over there. There are signs throughout the island that will guide you to your different locations. The blue food trucks that you see all around the island offer food that is included in your cruise fare, like hamburgers, hot dogs, and fries, but it's extra for specialty foods like lobster rolls and etc. There is also Bimini Beach on this side of the island. Bimini Beach is right here on the right. headed over to North Beach, which is located on the left side. It costs us $35 to $40 to rent 2 chairs and an umbrella. They didn't have any little tables to put things on to keep out of the sand. So we just grabbed another chair because there were so many extra chairs available. Now to pay for the chairs and umbrella, they do charge your MSC sell and sign card, so please be sure you keep up with that. The North Beach Lagoon ended up being one of our favorite spots on the entire island. The water there was incredibly calm, almost completely still, and the color was a beautiful light turquoise that looked unreal. It was the kind of water you could float in for hours without a single wave hitting you. The beach itself was clean and peaceful, with plenty of space to spread out. Even though people were around, it never felt crowded or noisy. Pro tip, you may want to bring your headphones if you like hearing music while relaxing. They didn't have a DJ, so some people had their own Bluetooth speakers. We spent a lot of time floating in the water and just taking in the scenery. It was quiet, relaxing, and exactly what we wanted from a beach day. Every angle looked like a screensaver. Clear water, soft sand, and the ship in the distance. It was the perfect spot to slow down and enjoy the beauty of Ocean Cay. Of course, they had a water station nearby to wash the sand off. Now it's time to go check out the Lighthouse area. On the way to the Lighthouse area, we witnessed a caravan of a wedding party. Someone just got married on the island. After getting back on the boat, we decided to spend some time at the Aurea Spa, and it was such a relaxing experience. From the moment we walked in, the atmosphere felt calm and peaceful. The lighting was soft, the music was soothing, and the whole space had that clean, spa-like scent that instantly puts you in relaxation mode. We booked access to the thermal area, and it was totally worth it, but it was a little crowded for my taste. They had a variety of rooms to enjoy, a steam room, a dry sauna, and even a salt room. Each one felt different, but all of them were relaxing in their own way. We especially liked the heated lounge chairs. You can lay back, close your eyes, and feel all the tension just melt away. There was also a large jacuzzi-style pool with warm water and powerful jets. Now, we didn't get a massage this time, but after experiencing the spa atmosphere, we could definitely see why so many people recommend booking one. Even without a treatment, just spending some time in the thermal area was refreshing. It was one of the most relaxing parts of the entire trip and a nice break from all the activities, food, and excitement on the ship. It reminded us to slow down, breathe, and enjoy the peaceful moments too. After enjoying the Aurea Spa, we headed back up to the deck area to watch the ship leave the Ocean Cay Island. The Lighthouse light show was awesome as the ship took off. went to enjoy the Aegean one more time before heading back to the room to retire for our last night on our first cruise with MSC. We're finally back in Miami to disembark. We had to be packed and out of our rooms by 7:30 a.m. They don't play when it comes to getting off the boat. You are allowed to go eat breakfast before getting off, but you will more than likely have to take your bags with you to the marketplace buffet. Pro tip: you have the option to put your luggage outside the door the night before if you need assistance. Now, after eating, we jumped in line to disembark on deck 5. The process wasn't bad at all, but you have to make sure that your bill has been paid before you get off. They won't let you off until the bill has been paid in full. They will stop you at the door. One of the wonderful benefits of being a yacht club member is that they were escorted to the front of the line to get off ahead of others. Once you get off the ship, be sure to go to the right luggage location to pick up your luggage. There was more than one ship that was back in port that day, and we went to the wrong area because we didn't look up at the sign above that tells you which ship this luggage area is for. We tried to find our luggage in Royal Caribbean's Independence of the Seas luggage area. We finally realized it after a few minutes of searching. After retrieving our luggage, which was found in the MSC Seascape luggage area, we headed out to the garage area to try and catch an Uber. It was mayhem. Pro tip: book a later flight if you don't plan to stay overnight in Miami. Getting a rideshare and traffic is total chaos from this cruise terminal. Not to mention, rideshare prices spike sharply. So since we were staying overnight at the Hyatt Regency Miami, we decided to wait until everything died down and got an Uber that cost us $20 to the hotel in order to check in. Be on the lookout for our video review of the Hyatt Regency Miami as an option for a pre- or post-cruise hotel. Now that we've walked you through our whole experience, here's our final review of our first 4-day cruise with MSC Cruises. Overall, we had a really good time, and there were definitely some highlights along with a few things we think you should know before you sail. First, the ship itself was beautiful. Embarkation was smooth from start to finish, and we loved that our room was ready the moment we boarded. The Halloween decorations around the ship added a fun holiday touch that made everything feel festive. One thing that did disappoint us was the fact that there was no running track anywhere on the ship. We were hoping to get in a few jogs, but the fitness center did have treadmills and it was a nice facility. It could get crowded depending on the time of day, so going early or late is better. The spa was also really nice and gave us a relaxing break from all the activity. When it comes to our cabin, we'd say it was just okay. The bathroom and shower were small, especially the shower since there wasn't much room to move around. The carpet looked a bit worn, not dirty from lack of cleaning, but just older than the rest of the room. The balcony size was good, and our cabin steward was amazing. Friendly, helpful, and always kept things tidy. We do wish the cabin had a couple more American-style electrical outlets because the ones available were very limited. Also, on day 1, our toilet wouldn't flush, but the crew came and fixed it immediately, so that was impressive service. The sail-away party was one of the best parts of the whole cruise. It was energetic, fun, and a great way to kick off the trip. MSC really knows how to start a vacation with a bang. The food throughout the cruise was good, but we can't say it was great. Some things were tasty, others just okay. One thing we noticed was that the cups didn't always seem to be cleaned very well, so we recommend bringing your own straws or asking for a disposable straw from one of the bars. Their entertainment, shows, and parties on board were pretty good, especially the themed nights. There were some very creative Halloween costumes as well. We also enjoyed the performances, and there was always something happening somewhere on the ship. MSC's private island, Ocean Cay, was definitely one of the highlights. The island was beautiful, peaceful, and relaxing. Most of the food there was included in the cruise fare, and there were plenty of beaches to choose from. The adults-only solarium on Deck 19 was another place we really enjoyed. It was quiet, comfortable, and had great views. One thing we struggled with a bit was hearing the announcements. The PA system in our cabin and in some public areas was very low, so we could barely hear when they made important announcements. The MSC app was a lifesaver. It made almost everything easier, checking daily schedules, checking your account balance, and even doing the muster drill. We also love having the anytime dining time slot. It gave us flexibility, and our waiters were always kind and welcoming. When it was time to get off the ship, disembarkation was smooth and organized. It didn't feel rushed or hectic, which is always a plus at the end of a trip. Overall, we think MSC is great for short cruises. We personally wouldn't choose it for more than a 3 to 5 day trip. We had fun, but after 4 days, we felt like we only needed one more day to see a few more things, and that would have been enough. In the end, we had a great experience, and we would definitely sail with MSC again. It's affordable, the ships are beautiful, and there's plenty to enjoy. We would absolutely recommend giving MSC a try, especially for a quick getaway. That wraps up our MSC cruise experience. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more travel content. And let us know if you're thinking about trying MSC for your next cruise, or if you have already sailed with MSC and would like to share some tips or information, please feel free to do so in the comments section. Thank you and happy cruising!